Thank you. Again, my name is Bev Cohen, and I am the program manager for Feed the Soldiers. Now, Volunteers for Israel, known as VFI, is the organization sponsoring this meeting and the organization that offers the Feed the Soldiers program. We are a non-religious, non-political 5013C, so that means nonprofit, chartered in the United States. And we have been sending volunteers to Israel since 1982, way before all of you were born, 1982. And for 42 years, our partner in Israel was Sarel. And some of you may be familiar with Sarel, but I want to make it clear that we are no longer associated with Sarel. We are a separate organization that offers people the chance to volunteer in different venues in Israel and to tour safely as well. And again, our emphasis is on adult volunteers. We do take people from 18 up, but our focus is on older volunteers who are looking for a safe, efficient, easy way to get to Israel and do some good. And that includes me in that group as well. I want to make it clear to you too that all of us who work with VFI are volunteers ourselves. That means we are not paid. So that is how we keep our costs so low. But you are welcome, if you meet one of us, either in the US or Israel, to take us out for lunch or a coffee in gratitude for what we try to do. Now, we have 3 different groups of people here this evening. First, we have volunteers who have already signed up for the February and March and, April and May Feed the Soldiers program. That's one group.
Bev,
Then we have people.
Bev, I think this background sound is coming from you
No, there's nothing here,
because everyone else is muted and I know I'm not moving.
but there's no sound in here. I don't know what it would be.
Odd.
What
Okay.
does it sound like?
Like you're rubbing a piece of paper
papers.
against
Oh,
your
okay.
microphone.
It may be my paper then. All right,
Okay.
so let's get that again. We have
Sorry, I
3
muted you,
groups.
Steve.
Okay, now 3 groups of people here. We have those who have already signed up and been processed for our February and April and May Feed the Soldiers programs. Then we have a smaller group of people who have already volunteered in this program and are here to give you their personal insights and to answer your questions. And there's Robin, one of them, and Jerry, and there may be others. And then we have a group of you who just expressed interest in learning more about this program. So you have neither applied nor been on the program yet. And our meeting is going to have 2 parts. First, I'm just going to give you a broad overview of the program, and then we're going to devote most of the time to a question and answer session where you can ask your specific questions and we'll do our best to answer them. Okay, and by the way, for those of you who are already enrolled in the 2 programs I mentioned, you will be having another Zoom meeting with just those on your program and our tour guide, Julia Newman. And that will occur probably 3 weeks or so before your departure time. So you will have a meeting just with your folks. Okay, and I'll be telling you a little bit more, those of you who are interested, about how many spaces, because I have very limited spaces in the 2 programs that are coming up, but I do have some. So Steve is going to put up just some photos that volunteers have taken, and then I'll talk about the program and what you experience when you go. Okay, this is by no means, comprehensive. This is just a collage of pictures of volunteers, our tour guide, and your living space. But we'll show you more specifically some of these pictures as we go along. Okay, our program begins on a Friday evening in Tel Aviv, where we have a Shabbat welcome dinner. And I'm not sure if this is the welcome dinner in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, but ours will begin in Tel Aviv. And at the head of the table, you see Julia Newman, who's our tour guide. And this is a lovely way for us all to get together and begin the program and welcome the Sabbath. Okay. Now, after Friday, you then go touring on Saturday all day. And the itinerary could change. There is an itinerary listed that says that you'll be going through Jaffa and Tel Aviv and all of that, but it could change. And Julia will talk more about that when she meets with you. And if there's something specific that you know you want to see, you can let us know and we'll see if we can fit it in. On Sunday is when your volunteering program begins. The organization that we partner with in Israel is called EVP, Emergency Volunteers Project. This is a group that brings a variety of types of volunteers to Israel. They bring firefighters, they bring medical personnel, and they bring people to feed the soldiers. And that's our part. So EVP is our partner. And on Sunday morning in Tel Aviv, an IDF bus arrives, maybe not on time, but it arrives, and takes you to a major IDF base called Tel HaShomer. It's outside of Tel Aviv. And that is the base where all new recruits to the IDF go when they first enter the service. So you will go there, and EVP has an office there, and that's where they will give you an orientation to the program, and you'll meet the EVP personnel. You'll meet Penina, who's in charge of the volunteers. You'll meet Adi, who's in charge of all of EVP. You'll be greeted with refreshments. You'll have a speaker, and it's a very lovely orientation. And then they will drive you to your base. The base where you will be living is called Anatot, and it is a base outside of Jerusalem. You don't have to go forward yet, Steve, but that's okay. That's me and two other volunteers.
Could you tell me the
I haven't gotten yet to
Beverly,
what they're going to be doing. So,
Beverly, how do you spell Anatot?
Anatot.
Okay, it's outside of Jerusalem, you said?
Yes,
Okay,
it
thank you.
is.
And you only do the on this one same base every
No,
time.
that's where you
Oh.
live. That is not where you work. That is where you
Oh,
live.
okay.
Each day, you will go out to a different IDF base where you will do the preparation of the food, the serving of the food, and the sitting with the soldiers to eat your midday meal along with them. And you will have a lot of interaction with soldiers. So you live at Anatot, but then you take a bus ride every day. And what they have, it's really an amazing vehicle. It's a pop-up kitchen that gets driven to the base you're going to, not by you, but by this gentleman Menachem, who's the head chef, and some other gentlemen from EVP. You go on a bus, you meet them there, and this pop-up kitchen has all the utensils. It has grills, it has an awning, it has the whole setup. Now, sometimes on the base that you go to, you'll be working indoors. So the picture you see here, these volunteers are inside of the mess hall at the base, and they have prepared this food. and they are about to serve it as the soldiers come up to get it. And I can tell you that the meals we prepare are a cut above what the soldiers usually have. So they are very, very happy to see us. In fact, I think I wrote this in the introductory letter, that I think the most touching thing that one of the soldiers said to me, he said, when we saw you coming, when we see your bus coming, it brings a smile to our faces. We are so excited to have you here. And it isn't just for the food. That's the least of it. It's more for the fact that you came to support them, that they can't believe that you paid to come to do this, that you took your time to be with them, to serve them food, to sit with them and talk with them, because they are well aware of how they are portrayed in the international press. So the fact that you're there spending time with them is what really brings that smile. And many of them speak English, so you will have lots of opportunities to talk with them. And that's me and two of my friends. You'll get an apron to wear to protect you as you prepare food and serve it. And you can see we are outside, because at some bases, and I don't know how it'll be in February, you're under a big awning, like you can see there, like almost like a tent-like structure. And that's where you're preparing and serving the food. Okay, Steve. Here you see two volunteers and a madracha. Now, your madracha is a young female soldier who's in charge of your group. She translates for you as necessary. She solves problems if necessary. They present programs. There are usually two of them, and in that case, the word is madrachot, which is plural. It means counselor. It's like a camp counselor, somebody who guides you through the program. And you can see that the volunteers are wearing IDF uniforms, work clothes, and each of you will be issued a uniform, which is what you wear during the work week. However, you cannot wear it off the base. So on the weekends, you're going to have your regular clothing to wear. Okay. Now, this is our barracks at Anatot, Lori. So you can see they look like containers, but this is a, what can I say, a patio area where volunteers gather, and you may see some clothing hanging over the, the chairs because it's something someone washed, or it's a towel that got wet and they're hanging it out to dry. And if any of you have done Sarel, I have to say that these accommodations are much better than any IDF base you have served on. However, I want to remind all of you, this is an IDF base. It is not a hotel, not even a one-star hotel. It's an IDF base. So be prepared for that. This is another view of the bunk rooms that are around that patio. There's another section next to this that has more bunk rooms. And then there's an area where the Moadon, the community gathering room, is. So this is what your room will look like. Now notice there are 2 bunk beds. That means 4 people could conceivably stay in a room. And by the way, men and women are housed separately. Even if you're with your husband or wife or partner, too bad, men are with men, women are with women. Because of the age range of our volunteers, I am only assigning enough volunteers for those bottom bunks. In a few cases recently, we didn't realize how difficult the top bunk was going to be, especially for those of us who have to descend during the night to use the bathroom facilities. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is one of the smaller bunk rooms, and they're kind of perpendicular in there, but you can see a mattress on the floor. And that's because the men that were living in this room agreed to have a third volunteer in their room, but so that he wouldn't have to climb up and down, he put the mattress on the floor and slept there. We're trying to avoid that. You do have a TV, you have an air conditioner and a heater, you have a dresser, and best of all, you have an ensuite bathroom right next, in your room, ensuite. You'll never find this on any other IDF base. So there's a shower, toilet, sink, and they're fairly large, and there's a bench there to put your towels and clothes. So as I said, it's still an IDF base, and sometimes the hot water doesn't work, and sometimes you have a problem with the toilet. Things go wrong on IDF bases. They try to fix it as soon as they can, but you must exercise what we call flexibility and patience. And I always write this on my messages: blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape. And that's the most important thing you can pack with you: your flexibility, your patience, and your smile. Those three things will serve you well on this program. Now, this is a picture of the Moedon, which is a separate, rather large room where there is a washer and dryer, a refrigerator. You can see the big refrigerator. It's filled with snacks for you. There's a coffee maker. It's like a Keurig kind of thing. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. But there's all kinds of snacks. And this is where we meet to have our discussions, to talk about what's happening, where we're going the next day. And that's just around the corner from where the barracks are. And it has a big sofa. Now, this is our tour guide, Julia, and she's excellent. I just want to remind you again that you are touring at the beginning before you go to your base. Then you work for the typical Israeli work week from Sunday through Thursday. And then you leave, and the last part of our program is in Jerusalem. So you will be then transported to a hotel in Jerusalem. And by the way, in Tel Aviv, your hotel is called the Maxim. It's a 3-star hotel, but it's very nice. The breakfast is good, and it's where volunteers from all over the world tend to gather. And our representative in Israel, Pamela Lazarus, she will be there to greet you when you all arrive, and she's there to help you with anything that you need. And she runs a volunteer activity called a Hamal, which means war room, but it's a warehouse for goods that are donated for soldiers. And she uses volunteers to help sort it and send it out. So if you arrive early before the program, she would love to have you come volunteer with her, also for a few hours during the day. Okay, and next, Steve. So this is the Maxim Hotel. This is the rooftop. There's a wonderful rooftop, and this is the beautiful view of the Mediterranean. The Maxim Hotel is located right, you step outside in the beach and the Tayelet, it's all right there. It's a great, great location. They have a good breakfast, and best of all, they have a happy hour every day at 6 o'clock. And there is not so great wine, but there's wine and snacks, but there is fabulous homemade soup. So if you don't like to eat a big supper, you can just go to happy hour at the Maxim and you'll be fine. Okay, and I think this is another view from the rooftop. And I like to say that this is a picture of the national bird of Israel. It's called the crane. And you will see these everywhere, because they are always building and refurbishing everywhere in Israel. So that's the national bird, the crane, and this is also from the rooftop of the Maxim. One of the things that will happen is that Julia will probably take you to Hostage Square. Some of you may have been there already. This is one of the pictures there. You know that this hostage, Alon, was recently released. He was the guy who played the piano, but we were there before the release of the living hostages. And this was set up for him in Hostage Square. So you will be visiting places like that. And this is a sort of sad picture, but this is in Tel Aviv. And this is a picture of an apartment building that was destroyed by a missile from Iran. And at the time we were there, it had not been rehabbed yet, but it was very nearby. This is also from Hostage Square,
Ooh,
one of the
wow.
cars that was burned, and pictures of the living hostages that had not yet been returned. And and then we're back to our cooking and everything else. So basically, your function on this program is as a what we call a sous chef. You are going to be supervised by an actual chef, a gentleman named Menachem from EVP, and from soldiers who are experienced in preparing food. So you will be under their supervision. You will be doing a lot of chopping onions, chopping tomatoes, chopping peppers, with terrible knives. That's one thing we couldn't figure out, why they had such terrible knives, at least when I went. They weren't very sharp, but we did it anyway. You will also be making schnitzel, maybe
Wow.
meatballs. You'll be cooking on grills, some of you, cooking chicken or whatever they have, ribs that day. You'll be preparing sandwiches and all these salads. And again, that's your job. And I always say one of the funny things that happened the first day that they were training us to do some of this, a group of us were making meatballs. And the supervisor came over and said, I could tell you were all from the United States. Your meatballs are way too big. Think, think Swedish. Make them smaller. So we had to take them apart and make them half the size. We were used to these great big things. But it's a lot of fun. The soldiers are so appreciative of what you're doing. I do want to emphasize that in order to prepare this food and serve it, you do have to be able to stand on your feet for several hours. Now, that doesn't mean you can't take a break and sit down. You certainly can go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. But you should be getting yourselves in good enough shape and take good enough sneakers with you. No boots, you don't need boots, but good sneakers that you can, closed-toe shoes, it has to be closed-toe, that you can stand in for several hours at a time. And when you're touring, you're going to be walking. So get out there and practice your distance in walking so that you'll feel prepared. Those of you who are going in February, you're lucky. It's going to be cooler. When we went in September, it was stinking hot. It was 100 degrees in Israel, and we were sweating heartily on many days. But I can't even explain to you how you will get more than you will give in this program, because everywhere you go, people are going to thank you for coming. And I also want to emphasize that the touring you are doing has a dual purpose. It is not only to acquaint you with different areas of Israel if you have not been there before, or even if you have, and I've been 14 times, and some of these places I've been to again and again, but I saw them through new eyes. They changed, or Julia told us something I never knew before. But it also supports the economy of Israel. Every hotel, every restaurant is going to be so grateful to see groups of people coming in. When we went for our Friday night Shabbat, there were 19 of us, and there was hardly anybody else in the restaurant. They hadn't seen a group our size in a couple of years, to be truthful. And our young waiter, who was so helpful, I said to him, oh, is this your job? He said, oh, no, I do this on the weekends. I said, well, what do you do? He said, oh, I'm a combat engineer. I'll be going back to my base Sunday morning. And I hope you come there to feed us. But all of the people that you will see on Saturday night at the end of Shabbat, thousands of people, young people, walking up and down on the Tayelet, doing Israeli dancing at night. Many of them are going back to bases on Sunday morning. And some of them are combat soldiers, some of them are reservists. Don't believe that the war is over. It is not. There are soldiers in the north. There are soldiers in Gaza. There are soldiers in the south. There's still a lot of them on duty. And you're there to boost their morale, bring a smile to their faces and a little extra food. And you get to eat that same food. So when you're finished serving and you're ready to eat, go up to a soldier and interact. I always went up and talked about their food. I would say, see that meatball on your plate, that one right there? I made it. I recognize that's my meatball and I made it. And they would laugh at me. Of course, I may not have been mine, but it opens up the door to talk to them. Ask them where they're from. Ask them about their family. And they will want to know about you as well. And some of them they take out their phones and show you pictures. I had one soldier showed me a picture of his family from Beersheba, his wife and his daughters. He had 4 daughters. And then he showed me a picture of the oldest daughter. She was a combat medic. So both her father and she were serving at the same time. And they want to tell you about that. They want to show you. And they want to know about you. They'll ask you questions. So that's about it. That's the overview. And I'd like to ask Jerry, because if you can unmute, Jerry was on the program with me. And if you could just say whatever stood out to you about being on this program.
Welcome, everybody. I have been to Israel many times. The first time I was there, I was only 10 years old. But this particular mission is something that will stick with me for a long, long time. The camaraderie amongst total strangers being attendants of the groups immediately bond. We all come from different walks of life, different religions, different values. It was, forget about the heat. Beverly, my sneakers were melting, but but the point is that even in the first couple of nights in Tel Aviv, the love, the people, you wouldn't believe it was such a bad war zone in Tel Aviv. I have to say it's something which made a very big difference in my life, and my life is pretty allied with Judaism and certainly Israel. Going to the different bases and speaking with these kids, 18 to 22 years old, speaking about their families, where they're doing, where they come from. I had brought a translator in my ear, because many speak Hebrew, and I was able to speak to those in English, and it translated through my earbuds, and those are easily available on Google. But the point is I looked at these children. They were kids, and with the rifles and the uniforms, literally battalions of young soldiers who fortunately are able to go home on weekends. But just the same, many of them were brand new from their homes. They were never away from home before. Every one of them, and I would say, where you're from, tell me, talk to me, and we'd have some good conversations. I would think of the 20 or 30 people that I spoke to. Maybe there were two who I needed to sit down with and speak heart to heart, because they were homesick, some of them, but very, very few. Everything I had done on that mission was brand new to me. And I've done a lot of volunteering. I've done a lot of traveling in my life. The camaraderie, the determination of these 18 to 22-year-olds, with the machine guns and the uniforms and battalions lining up, taking their orders from the commanders. Every one of them, you couldn't help but feel an affinity to. There was a Mashiach on the premise, a rabbi who I became, today I still speak to him, who, it was just tremendous. The people that run the food truck, and no nonsense, they are doing a job, and they're very committed. I wasn't accustomed, to, the cleaning and the cooking and the schlepping, but, it certainly was very, very easy for me. I couldn't begin to tell you how my heart had changed, not just for Israel, but in my own life. We all have our good and bad histories, but this was just something that, I'm going back in January. I'm going back in March, and I have to tell you, it's not a vacation, but it's not. You're not on the war zone by any means.
Hey, Jerry, one thing I want to give Robin a chance too, because she was after us on the next mission.
Right.
So I want to give Robin a chance to say a couple of words about your mission.
Okay.
Thanks, Jerry. That's very heartfelt.
In finishing up, there's no words that I can share with you that would express the experience, not just for us as volunteers, but of the soldiers who were just taken back.
Yeah.
I can go on for hours.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll stop here.
We'll let Robin take over now.
Okay.
Just a few words, Robin.
Thank you, Jerry. And, I feel your enthusiasm and dedication for the program, just like the rest of us. I actually have known about VFI for many years, and I went on 4 trips with Sarel through VFI. And when VFI decided to reinvent itself and have some new programs, I wanted to become involved in that. And I was intrigued by the Feed the Soldiers program. And everything went so well as far as the organization and showing up and having clean linens for your bedding and your uniform. And Panina, who is the person from EVP that's assigned to make sure that we're happy, is a wonderful, exuberant, amazing young woman with a huge family, but yet she's so dedicated to EVP. And I also felt the gratitude and appreciation from not just the soldiers, but really anybody. You could be on a bus, and just the gratitude made it all worth it. So a year ago, I went on the rehab program, and that was wonderful. And this year, I decided to do the Feed the Soldiers. And in April, I'll be back with VFI on a custom tour that's being done, which may or may not be feeding soldiers. But I'm available to answer any questions through Bev. And Bev is wonderful. She's just, I hope that that you feel the same positive experience that I felt.
Okay. Do we have anybody else here who was a previous volunteer? I don't think so. Okay. All right, good. Now we want to use the time that we have left because we don't want to keep you up too late, although those of you from the West Coast, it's still early. But we want to take some questions. So if you have something, you can raise your hand. Yes, that's Alan. Alan, you're muted. You're
The first question I think is answered, and that is linen. Do they provide towels and linen?
Yes, unlike Sorel bases, you
Right.
do not have to bring sheets and towels. They
Okay.
provide sheets, towels, toiletries, shampoo, that kind of stuff. Hair
Okay.
dryers are in most of the rooms. Yeah, they provide all that. And I also want to say that after your work is done, after you've served that midday meal, which is somewhere around 12 to 1, and then you clean up, EVP also takes you somewhere. So you go, they took us to the Nova Festival Memorial Site. They took us to the Air Force Museum. So you get another, one night they took us into Jerusalem so that we could shop in the Shuk and get dinner on our own. And they had a bus take us up and back. So they also take you places. So it's not just Volunteers for Israel.
Another question I have.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this when I spoke to you on the phone. The Friday night meal, is that held at the hotel or is that at a
No,
restaurant?
it's at a restaurant around the corner from the hotel.
Okay, so
And it
let me.
is a dairy restaurant, but it is not what I would call a kosher restaurant. But the people who were kosher still found plenty to eat, or they
Yeah,
could
yeah.
bring something of their own. But it is nice for us to be together if you can do that.
Well, I could walk around the block. The question I have is, how do I pay for it? Could I pay for it before, or how do I pay
Well,
for it?
that's included. You've already
Oh,
paid for
oh,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
All that
okay,
is included in,
okay.
the tips, everything. This is all
And
inclusive. The only
that,
thing that you're going to pay for when you arrive at Ben Gurion, you are going to have to take a train or a taxi or
right,
whatever to get to the Maxim Hotel. And
right,
by the way, all of you, like in the February group or the spring group, you're going to be in a WhatsApp group together. So you're going to be able to communicate with each other, find out, is anybody coming in the same time I am? I'd like to share a taxi with you. And that's what the groups do. But there's a taxi stand right outside the airport
okay.
and takes you right to the Maxim
And
or any other place you're going.
do you give us a packing list of clothing that we should bring?
Yeah, we do have a packing list, and it's on the resources page of our website. It says resources across the top. And in there, there's information about your cell phone, about your packing, but really pack lightly. You don't need a whole lot for this. As most of you know who've been to Israel, Israelis are very casual. Nobody, unless you're going to synagogue, maybe you would need a skirt, obviously, if you're going to an Orthodox synagogue, but everything's very casual. During the week, you're going to be wearing that uniform, and underneath it, you may have noticed that the volunteers were wearing t-shirts. We give you a t-shirt, a Volunteers for Israel t-shirt when you arrive, and you might bring a couple of t-shirts, but women, I want to remind you, you cannot wear anything sleeveless or cut out because there are Orthodox observant soldiers and you have to be modestly dressed. So you can wear a t-shirt as long as it's got a little sleeve. No shorts, stuff like that. You want to wear capri pants on the base at night. If you want to take your uniform off, you can, or you can leave it on. But you'll see that when EVP takes you, for example, to the Nova site, they made us wear regular clothes. They didn't want anyone to perceive us as being military because you're right at the Gaza border there. So we couldn't even wear our VFI t-shirts, which are green and look a little military. So you had to just wear your regular clothes. But for touring, wear your jeans, your slacks. It depends on what time of the year you're going. Check the weather, see what it's like. Remember layering a little jacket if it's rainy season, maybe with a hood. But that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, it's Lori. A couple of questions. You didn't mention where in Jerusalem. You said we get back to, you have the, like for this trip, I'm just saying the February trip, right?
Yeah.
You get there Friday, the 27th, and it says you're leaving on the 28th if you want to leave. The program ends. So what is that? You stay at a hotel Thursday night and Friday night through the program?
Yes.
And what hotel is that?
It's called, what's it called, Robin? It's called the Prima Royale.
Prima.
Oh,
Great
okay.
location.
Yeah.
You can walk from there down to the wall.
Nice.
The big mall is there. It's right near the King David, around the corner. It's a
terrific
kosher
hotel.
hotel,
Really
and they
terrific.
have a fabulous dinner for us on the weekends, and we have a Shabbat dinner there. And then
Oh, you have Shabbat dinner. Oh, you have a Shabbat dinner that Friday before
that
the
Friday,
program
yeah.
ends.
And then
Oh, okay.
when you're finished touring on Saturday, those who are going home, that if you're flying El Al, you're obviously leaving on Sunday early in the morning, probably 12:15, 1 o'clock in the morning, but you still have to be at the airport by 9 or 10 at night. So our bus takes those who are leaving back to the airport. You get transportation back to the airport. If you're not leaving and you're going somewhere else, you're going to go back to Jerusalem or you want to go to wherever, we try to drop you off somewhere where you can get a taxi or there's a bus or you can travel, and Julia will make sure, that you're somewhere where you can go elsewhere. But the people
Joni
going
has
back
her
to-
hand raised.
Yeah, who is it? It's Faye.
Joni.
Oh,
Thank you.
Joni has had a
Hi.
hand.
Hello. So I have a couple questions. I noticed on the application packet that it asks for a history of vaccines, or there's something about COVID shots or
No,
medical
that's not
exams.
ours. You have the wrong application. Maybe
Okay,
you're,
so-
Joni, I've spoken to you before. You often confuse Sorrel, I think, with us, and we're not Sorrel.
Okay, so
So-
just to review, I thought that it was the paperwork that I was filling out. So we don't need a medical exam or vaccines or anything?
No,
No,
there is
no,
a
okay.
medical form, but you fill it
Okay.
out. You fill it out and you sign it that you're honestly filling it out.
Okay, all right, good. Okay.
But
My
you
other
don't need
question-
a doctor's appointment. The only reason that might happen, that we would ask you for something, if after your program manager reviews your medical form, if there's something that we want to look at further, we might ask for something from your doctor.
Okay. And as far as the Thursday and Friday night hotel, is that included with our
Included
cost?
in the price, yes.
As well as the dinner, the Shabbat dinners?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
and
telling you, we're a bargain.
okay, and then the other thing is, so say we wanted to do either more than one assignment or we wanted to stay in Israel longer, how could we go about saying, like, you're talking about a 1 week assignment right now?
It's 9 days, yeah.
It's 9 days. So say
It's
we wanted
5 days of volunteering and the rest is touring.
Okay, so if we wanted to stay longer or do a second assignment, how would we go about doing that?
You would go to our website and look at all of our other programs and see what dates they are and see if there's one that fits into the schedule that you would like to have in Israel. And then you contact that program manager and sign up for it. The other thing is, if you do send in an application and your deposit, then you will be in touch also with our tour guide, and she can help you figure out some other things. And Pamela Lazarus also helps volunteers find single day opportunities to volunteer if you're staying longer in Israel.
Okay. All right. And so as far as just staying on beyond the 9 days, I guess, to coordinate other things, then we're on our own pretty much?
Well, I would
Or-
say so, yes. You have to look on our website to see what
Right.
we're offering. We are not offering another Feed the Soldiers, in between, because you have to understand that on-a-tote base and EVP, they bring in other groups as well. They bring in firefighters, medics, people for training, all kinds of things. So the dates that we have are ones they've reserved for our people.
Oh, okay. I understand. All right, thank you for your help. Thank you.
You're
And,
welcome.
and
I have
Faye
a-
had,
Wait,
You got a
Faye,
question?
Can I ask?
go ahead, Faye.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple of questions. I went to the rehab meeting like this last week, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. Would it be possible to speak to other people who went on both of them? And I can't figure out which one I want to do. I want to do both, and I can't do both.
well, you just heard from two
I'm
people
happy
here.
to. Yeah.
So then I guess I need to find out about the rehab.
Yeah, I think Robin did the rehab, didn't you? But I
Yes,
think
I
we'll
did.
save that. You can connect with her maybe after so that
I'm
Okay.
going to put my email. I'll put my email in the chat. And
Okay,
who was
thank you.
asking?
it's Faye.
Faye.
Who's asking?
Faye.
Okay, Faye, I'll put my email in the chat.
And my second question is, at that last meeting I went to, Steve, you mentioned something about having some kind of arrangement with El Al for discount tickets. Is that true?
That is true, but at the moment it's suspended because we have to resolve some administrative issues to make it work. But
Yeah.
going forward, it will happen. Just this week, it's not working.
Okay. Well, yeah. And then the third question is, so is it mostly an older group? I mean, I'm an older group, but is
Our
it?
volunteers, yeah, I mean, they
Yeah,
range
yeah.
from their 40s up till their 70s
Yeah.
Okay.
in most cases.
Yeah. If we use the words adult and senior, it would be catch everybody.
And I just want
When
to
do you become
tell,
a senior?
I want to tell those of you who have not signed up yet, for the April-May group, I only have room, if I only fill the bottom bunks, for one more
Oh,
female
wow.
volunteer. If you want the February, I have 2.5 rooms open. That means the one half, I need a male because I have a male by himself on the bottom bunk and I need another male. The other 2 rooms, they could be either 2 women, 2 men, whatever. So February still has some openings in terms of how I can put you in those rooms on the base. I am limited, by your gender and the fact that I have to put men together, women together, and I don't want to put anybody on the upper bunk. Unless somebody in that April, I have room for, so whoever gets their application and money in first, it's first come, first served, who I will be able to fill those spaces with.
Do you ever get cancellations?
Yes, you can be on a waiting list. But February, is coming soon. You want to be making your flights and you have
Well, I
to go
was thinking
through.
about the May.
Yeah, well, there you have some time. And
What's the dates of those, please? The April, May?
what's the April, May? It's, Steve,
I think
you
it-
have it in front of you?
It's the end of April through May 2nd, I think.
Yeah, it's something like April 24th or April
April 24th.
And-
24th.
That's the Friday, April
And the only-
24th.
That's when it
Wait.
starts on a Friday.
Begins on-
Right.
Does this include all meals? So does it also include dinner?
It
No.
includes, there are some, not so much dinners, but lunches. Like when
Well,
you're out
lunches, yeah.
touring and
Yeah.
you stop someplace and some people want to eat, some people don't want to eat,
Yeah.
you're on your own for that.
Yeah.
But
Bev, you might want to mention the archaeology connection for those
Yeah.
folks who might be interested in that.
well, the April to May one, you have a choice of either doing archaeology right after, this is for you, Joni, right after the Feed the Soldiers, or doing, and then doing, well, you have a choice of doing one or the other or both. So you can do Feed the Soldiers by itself, that's it. You can do archaeology by itself, that's it. Or you can do Feed the Soldiers and archaeology. And we have several people who've signed up for both. So Joni, you were looking for something else to do. Archaeology butts right up to the Feed the Soldiers.
So we would just go from, where do we stay, like on that Friday or
You'll
the
be
day
in
that-
Jerusalem at the end of Feed the Soldiers, and archaeology starts in Jerusalem because that's where you're digging.
Okay, so we would just stay at the hotel that we were at that weekend?
Yeah.
And just for that extra night and pay on our own then? Kind of thing for that
No.
extra night?
The two programs butt right up to each other.
Okay,
don't they?
so, all
Don't
right.
they?
Yeah, yeah.
I
There
don't
is
think
a
there's
fee.
any
There's,
space
yeah,
in
there's a,
between.
yeah, the fee includes everything for both programs.
Oh, okay, so
you
we're
can
not on
think
our
of.
own.
We
Okay,
do
perfect.
not include gifts. You got to do that on your own.
Okay, and the other question is regarding money and visas, like what do you recommend? What kind of, do we transfer American dollars into shekels? Do we just get a visa that does international
Well,
transfers? How does that work?
what we recommend, first of all, when you say the word visa, don't
Well-
forget everybody has to have a visa to enter
Oh, that's
Israel.
another question I have.
That's
But,
another thing.
But
And
I mean like a
please
bank, like a
do
Visa
not
credit card.
use, don't go on Google and search visa, because there's all kinds of organizations out there that will charge you to get you a visa. Use the link on our website. That's the government link.
They want to know the dates, the exact dates on the application. So that was holding me back from getting that because I didn't know the dates.
You can put any dates in the visa. It doesn't have to be exact.
The visa is good for 90
The
days.
visa's good. No, it's good for 2 years.
Actually, 2 years, yeah, but you have to cycle. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
but you
that
can
was-
put any dates in there. It doesn't matter. They don't care.
it's $7.
Okay.
Wait, there was something else.
Viv,
Money, how do we bring
Oh,
money there?
money.
Beverly,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interject, but what I had done is you go to your bank and you request shekels. They don't charge you anything extra. I went to my bank. I said I needed $400 or $500 in Israeli currency, and you got it.
Okay.
That
That
is,
is, wait a second.
that.
That
I
is
did the
one
same
way. Wait, Jerry. That is one way. That is not what I do. I get to the airport. I go to the ATM, bring your ATM card, check with your bank to make sure it's good in Israel and that they don't charge you or whatever. And you get yourself somewhere between 400 and 600 shekels. And that's good for all kinds of things. And you can even use it up at the airport in the, at the very end. But I would get some shekels that first day. There are plenty of ATMs through Israel. You can always get more. But you land in the airport, there's a machine right there. Go up, use your ATM card. If not, before Shabbat, you can find ATM machines right near the Maxim. But I always do it in the airport because the taxi drivers, although they're supposed to take credit cards, they tend to like shekels. And you usually pay them in shekels. You do not have to tip them. They don't expect to be tipped. You want to give them a little extra, it's fine. But or you can do what Jerry does and get it beforehand and come with it. But you don't have to get it beforehand.
And there's no charge. The machines do have a slight transaction charge.
Yeah, but it's not much. And depending on your card, my bank doesn't charge anything for.
Okay.
Depends on
And
your
I-
bank.
Okay, and one
I
more
have a
question is.
question. Oops.
Oh, I was just going to
Eric?
ask. How
Yeah, I
much
got a
is the-
question.
Eric, is that you?
Yeah, I got a question. What's usually the steps? I haven't set a date. I'm thinking either May or October to go. What's the step to start from first to get all set up?
It's all on the website, on the page. The first thing it tells you, send us $500. It's totally refundable. And there are several ways to send it. Venmo, Zelle, we have a credit card system that you can use too. That's number one. Number two, you have to fill out the application. And I'm sorry, it's a little cumbersome now, but it'll be better in the future. Right now, you have to download it, print it out, because it's not signable. And there are 3 places where you have to sign. And you get in touch with the program manager. If you're doing
adventurous dream.
me, if it's me, then you get in touch with me and I will tell you which pages I need. You also have to send a picture of your passport, photograph of, of that. There's 5 pages you have to send. To save the sanity of your program manager, me, If you can scan it and put it all in a PDF and email it to me, because you have to understand, I have to send it to Israel, I have to send it to other people, and if you send me 5 different pieces of paper all at different times and expect me to get it all together, it's tough. So if you don't know how to scan, you go to the UPS store, you go to Office Max, they'll do it for you. They'll even email it for you. So it can be done. And soon, by October, maybe we will have a fillable online application that you don't have to do anything with. You just fill it out and boom, it'll go off. But before that, it is a little bit cumbersome, but it takes 15 minutes to fill out the application. And bless all of you who put it into a PDF and sent it to me together. And the rest of you, you owe me a big glass of wine. Big glass.
Hadassah?
Yes, quick question. The fees, I know on the website, it says like 1920 is the fee, and there's an additional single occupancy fee you could do. What is a single occupancy fee?
For the touring. If you're
Meaning
in a
you could-
hotel, single
room.
Single room. But the other thing is the costs have gone up a little bit because prices have gone up in Israel. And those will be listed soon, but the new price for Feed the Soldiers is
It's up there now.
it's up there now? $2,042 for everything. Not
Beverly,
your airfare. And don't forget, you have to have medical insurance to do any of our programs. And when I say medical insurance, it doesn't necessarily mean it's medical insurance that covers you in Israel, although it could be. If you're under 80 years old, you can get that. But it has to be a policy that you have purchased or your own medical insurance that you currently have that will reimburse you. You pay up front if you have to go to the hospital and then they give you a form, you take it to your insurance and they reimburse you. They will not allow you to work in these kitchens with knives and things unless you have medical insurance. Same thing for all of the other programs.
But your own medical insurance is sufficient.
Yes, if you can demonstrate that, if you have contacted them and you know that they will reimburse you and that you know you'll have to pay up front,
But
then
bear
it's
in
fine.
mind, Medicare
Medicare doesn't cover you, but if you're on Medicare and you have a supplement or you have Medicare Advantage, then contact them and see if they will reimburse. And then you have to give us the front and back, a picture of the front and back of that card. Otherwise, if you go to one of the insurance agents we listed, there's one in Israel, there's one that we use frequently. Her name is Myra. She's part-time in Israel, part-time in the United States. She can get you medical insurance. She can get you travel insurance if you want.
She's very good.
She's
She really is.
excellent.
If I can ask a question, I guess this is to Steve. When will the pricing come out for the Odyssey program?
It's out now. It's on the website.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes, who's got a hand?
Arthur, I'm
Hi,
trying to
Dave.
get before.
Okay,
How are you? So I want to go in February. Can you hear me?
who is it?
Arthur Schreier. I don't got my name. I'm sorry. I didn't.
What is your name?
Arthur Schreier.
Arthur. Okay, you want to go in February? Ugh,
Right.
Let's see. I have room for you in February. Yes, definitely.
My only challenge is I travel between Pompano Beach and Savannah, and my passport is in Pompano Beach, and I won't be there for 2 to 3 weeks. So can I start the application process now?
You can, I live in Boynton Beach. Do you have a friend nearby who has access to your house or apartment?
Yeah, I have my son. Okay.
Well, let him go in there and ask him to take a picture of the picture page of your passport so you can submit that with the application. And that's what I need for now.
But more importantly, get that $500 in. That's really what cements your place.
Well, but it's also the application, because until I see the application, I can't approve you. I have to see your medical form.
I might as well not submit the application until I have my passport picture, right?
Well, no, yeah, if you ask your son to go in and even send you the number of your passport and ask him to take a picture of it and
I
email
might
it.
have it on my files. Okay, I'll check into
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
But I have room for you in February. Hurry up, because those people are already going through their security clearance, and I need to get you through that too.
Yes.
Did you do it, Kathy? Did you do, Kathy?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
How was filling out the form? Was it a pain or did it go smoothly?
No, not at all. It wasn't an issue for either of us.
Oh, great.
It was
Great.
the online form. Yeah, it was pretty simple.
Good, because they've corrected a lot since I did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Beverly, I have a quick question on the ETA, the visa.
Yes.
Do we select visit, tourism, or volunteering? Does it matter?
Tourism.
I thought we put volunteer, Steve.
No, they tell you to put tourism.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought
we-
I
All
heard
right, put
somewhere.
tourism.
Put
It's-
volunteering on it. I don't
Yeah,
think it
that's
makes any
fine.
difference.
Okay.
And I just want to remind those of you who are applying for your visas, the visa gets attached electronically to your passport. You don't get anything that's a visa. What you do get is an email saying that you have been approved. And I recommend you print that out and stick it with your passport just in case there's any problem when you get to the airport.
I have an iVisa. It's on my phone. Is that okay?
A what?
I don't know what that is.
It's on the phone. It's a program that contains the visas that you have.
But you have a visa to Israel?
Yeah.
So you applied for it.
I applied for it because I applied for a different program earlier, so now I have it. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
on-
It doesn't matter. It's attached to your passport.
Can I
How
just
can it
add
be attached to my
something?
passport if I?
Be- No, because when you make that application, they ask you to upload they attach it electronically. So when you get to the airport and show your passport, they see you have the visa.
Oh, okay.
But if you have additional proof that you have it,
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
okay. Now those visas from the time you applied, they were good for 2 years.
Yeah.
So unless you did it more than 2 years ago, it's still good.
Yeah.
I received a document certifying my visa from Israel.
Yeah,
I
it's an
didn't get anything
email.
like
It
that.
just says, but it's not the visa itself, is what I'm telling you. People were expecting like a card or something. That's not what it is. All you get is a document in the email that says you've been approved. Print it out, put it with your passport, but it is not the visa itself. The visa's already attached electronically through Israel's miracle technology.
Could I just add something about that ETA visa?
Yeah.
I just flew Delta in October, and I had the ETA visa from February. I was traveling with 2 other people. They needed to show a copy of that email. Nothing was attached online, and we actually had a problem with another one of the people traveling. And when you have to make sure what Beverly is saying is so true, they're disguised when you go to the web. You have to make sure you're on the Israeli website. You'll get a return in 4 or 5 minutes. If they're asking for $95 fee, it is not the legit website, but it is very hard to discern between them.
Even though,
Use the link on our website. That is the government link.
Yeah,
And
I
some of
can't,
you, I sent it to you in an email already, too.
I
just
can't
so you-
urge that enough. It's if
Yeah.
you use the other one, it's a horror show.
Yeah, don't do that. It's 25 shekels or so to get this visa. It's about $7, and that's it. Joni, do you have another question? I see your
Yes,
hand.
I'm sorry,
Did we
I-
get to Eric? Wait a minute. Eric, did we answer you?
So basically, pay application, then start the process.
Well, that's part of that is the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Once I get the application, I will tell you what the next steps are. And basically, we need 10 volunteers for each program to make it go. So in the begin, now we have 10 for feed for both of these programs. April, they're good. They are going. For October, if you're applying, I have to wait till I get 10, and then I know it's a go.
But I'm thinking of May 1st, the first one, possible.
Well, if you're
April,
thinking
May.
of, that's the one that I only have room for one woman. Wait a minute. I only have room for a female, unless some of these men who are
Oh, okay,
going
then I think I'll
want to have you on an
then
upper
I'll think
bunk.
for
The only way I can add another man there is if you are willing to either sleep on the floor on the mattress or in an upper bunk, and two other men are willing to have you in their room.
okay.
So I'd have to
Then I
check.
think I'll try for October then.
Okay.
The last one.
February, though, I have room for men and women.
Beverly, I have a question. It's Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Hi. If we go a day early, should we call the Maxim and make a separate reservation
Yes, but
for the
if
night
you
for
if you
Thursday?
want and you want to be sure to get the volunteer price,
Right.
Julia will do it for you.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have Julia's email, and you just write to her and say, Julia, I'm coming on this day. Can you make the reservation? And she'll let you know that she did it. But of course, you have to pay for that extra.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
I
she'll do
just-
it for you.
Can I just add something else? For those of you who want to stay a few days and volunteer, the volunteers, as Beverly said, from every program you can think of, stay at the Maxim. You'll find other people who want to travel with you, volunteer. There's a website, Beverly, I don't know if it's on it, Swords of Iron.
Yeah, it's a Facebook group.
Yeah, and every single day you can find a myriad
Something to
of
do.
volunteer opportunities, including transportation. So for those of you who want to stay a few days before or after, you can stay busy every single day volunteering, doing anything imaginable you can think of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Hadassah.
Just an aside, Beverly.
Yeah.
Pam Lazarus, was she with Sorrel back in the day?
Yes, she was the
I-
coordinator for 18 years.
Yeah, I did Sorrel back
Yeah.
in 2012. I was on Teleshamare base.
Right.
And I remember her name. I thought
Yeah.
that was the
You
same
were at
woman.
Matzrup, the medical supply
Moptrop,
base.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of us have been there. Yes, she now works with us, and she happens to live right around the corner from the Maxim, and her Hamal, her warehouse war room, is there. So she usually comes right to the Maxim and greets everybody, gives you your T-shirt. She has the T-shirts, and is there to help you with anything that you need. She's fantastic. As is Julia. If some of you want to tour, if you want to do some extra touring, if this is your first time in Israel, Julia will help you figure that out too.
Is Sorrel no more? Or they
No,
just,
they exist.
yeah.
They're just not us.
Okay.
If any of you have read the book of Genesis, you know the part where they say, a new Pharaoh arrived and he knew not Joseph. Well, a
Yes.
new coordinator of Sorrel arrived and she knew not VFI. And
Wow.
she said,
Interesting.
yeah.
Politics
So,
everywhere.
yeah, what can you do? But we're alive and well, so yes, Alex.
And you have one opening in April
For a
for a
woman.
female.
Yes.
April 24, yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, I don't know if I can swing it. I'm going to try. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Well, there's October. That's a beautiful time to come to Israel.
I thought it was very hot then.
October?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hotter, but it's hot in April, May too.
Just like,
February is the time to come if you
well,
want.
Beverly, I was going to say, just like everywhere else in the
Else.
world where they're having weather extremes,
Dreams.
same
Well,
thing
I live in Florida.
Israel.
I live in Florida, so I get the heat.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
there too. Where are you in Florida?
Down near Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, I'm Boynton Beach.
I'm familiar with that.
So you can
Heading
come and
north.
take me out to lunch.
I should. Listen, give
And
me
I'm in
your.
And I'm in Pompano Beach.
I'll give you my
You
email
too.
address. If you want to write it down, it's Total Health Solutions.
Oh, right. I remember you.
Yes, at Proton Mail. And let's keep in touch, and I'll zip up that way one day, and we'll go out to lunch.
Okay. We will do that. All right. Who else had a question? Somebody.
I just had a quick question.
Alex, wait, let's let Alex in.
When we will get contact information for Julia?
I'm sorry. I was writing
Contact
something.
information for Julia.
Oh, for Julia. Yeah. You can have it any moment. I'll send it out. if you want. Yeah.
Would you please?
Yeah.
And
She's on
our
isn't
two-
she listed on the website, Steve?
Yeah, Julia's name shows up in several places towards the bottom of the program.
Лен, возьми Сережин телефон.
Just put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat.
Yeah,
I'll
or
put it
I'm
in the
gonna
chat.
I'll send all of you an email with her address in case you want to get extra days at the hotel or extra touring or whatever.
Yes, thank you.
Lila Tov, everyone.
All right, thank you.
And one more question, please, if
Yeah,
possible.
you can stay on if you want. Go ahead.
One more question, if possible. Our
Yes.
tour ends on May 2nd, and at the evening, a bus takes us to airport.
Correct.
The hotel from May 2nd till May 3rd, is it paid for if we are flying out on the morning of May 3rd, like 10 o'clock in the
No,
morning?
you're only
Or we
paid
have to
up
make
till
our own reservation?
You're paid up till Friday night. Then Saturday you go touring, and at the end of the touring you have a dinner together. That's all paid for, and then back to the airport.
Okay, so if we need to stay till the morning of the next day, we have to pay to
Yeah.
hotel separately. Okay.
Most flights, you can usually find flights that are early. I mean, obviously El Al does not fly on Shabbat, so their flights start after midnight on Saturday. But you do have to be at the airport 3 hours early. So unless if you're flying Delta, I don't know what their schedules are like.
Delta is.
But El Al, you would be leaving either 12:15, 1 o'clock in the morning.
And Billy, since you're South Florida and I'll be flying out of South Florida, I guess there's direct flights now from Miami and Fort
Miami.
Lauderdale.
That's
Miami.
how I go. Yeah. I take the Tri-Rail, goes right to the Miami airport.
I know, yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, it's great.
I got one more question.
Yes.
What airlines would you recommend to fly with
Hello.
that are good to going to Israel?
Hello.
Well,
LL?
the thing about El Al is no matter what the conditions are on the ground, unless it's totally unsafe, El Al will fly. Other airlines have canceled. If something happens in Israel all of a sudden, they tend to cancel. So El Al is your safe bet, but you can check prices. And, you know, right now, more airlines are flying. Personally, at my age, I like to take a direct flight. But you can find cheaper flights if you go somewhere in Europe and then take El Al. But who wants to get on and off and worry about those transitions? So,
Especially in Europe.
So LL would probably be the best bet.
I think so. It's more certain than any other airline. Because if
Okay.
El Al is not flying, believe me, you don't want to go.
Okay.
The only time they stopped was when Iran was bombing Israel.
Okay.
Beverly, I'm going to bow out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to say goodbye to everybody. And
Okay.
it was nice
Thank
to
you,
meet you all.
Jerry.
To meet
Thank
you,
you.
Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you
Jerry.
very much. I'm bowing out too.
Yeah,
Thank you,
please.
everyone.
Good night, everybody. If anybody needs another question, you can stay and ask.
Thank you. I still have a quick question.
Sure.
For example, how much is I guess you said you take a taxi at one point you take a taxi from the airport to the hotel. How much is that?
I would
What
say
should we
that
budget?
it's about $45. Now, that's not 45 shekels, it's $45.
Is it per person or is that like I
No,
wanna go
no,
to
for the
San-
taxi. So if you get the person to share with you or two, it's pretty inexpensive.
Okay. And so I guess we could just ask Julia about how we pay for the hotels, what nights we would need to, and like to combine the programs.
Well, if you join both of those programs, archaeology, that's what your hotels are all going to be paid for unless you're coming early or staying later than the program dates.
But the Hotel Maxim would also know what VFI is going to pay for, and they know the reservations that are made. So they would let us know you need to pay for a couple extra nights if you're going to do this kind of thing.
No, well, usually Julia will make those reservations for you if you want them. You just pay when you get there with your credit card.
Okay, we just don't know at this point. So you're saying you're filled up for February though already?
No, February's open, but I don't, like you wanted to travel with your husband, right?
Right.
I don't have room for a man and a woman. I only have room for one woman in the spring.
Oh, geez. And there won't be any other Feed the Soldier programs opening up?
Until October.
Oh my God, really? Wow.
But you have
But
room
there
for
are other
everyone.
programs.
There
I
are
mean,
other programs you can do.
Rehab or
They're all
Odyssey.
on the website.
Well, I
the
did look
Odyssey.
into the rehab program, and I talked to somebody named Jim already.
Yeah.
And I said, well, would I be working with the soldiers who are back from war? And he said, no, you're probably going to be working with the Israeli seniors who need to be pushed in their wheelchairs to an appointment or something. And I'm like,
there are soldiers at Rayu too. When Jim went, it was before the war, so his experience was more with. There's a mixture of rehabilitation is a big deal in Israel now because of all the injuries since October 7th.
And Reuther Hospital is one of the largest
It's one of
rehab
the
stations
largest.
in Israel. So
which hospital is that?
Reut.
Reuth. Reuther.
Okay.
It's in Tel Aviv.
Okay. So that might be something to do. I hate to say this, but I didn't really want to work with like the older seniors of Israel at this point. I really want to be involved with the young people who are trying to stay motivated and
I will
deal with
say
everything.
Reut is a civilian hospital, but they use it as overflow for the soldiers. And no, it's not just seniors. And in fact, you can pick out which wards that you're dealing with. If you want to do the children, if you want to do something, they have mentally disabled people there. There's all kinds of people that you can deal with.
Okay, thank you. I was kind of one of the things that I liked about the Feed the Soldiers program is you're working directly with the 18 to 22-year-old soldiers. And I really want to give to them at this point. That's where as a volunteer, that's kind of where my heart is right now. So
Okay, well,
it's kind of what I'm thinking. So thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Anybody else need a last question? Eric or anybody? Good? We're all good?